Brother Naquam, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut, giving, of course, all honor and all glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach, Kwamalak Yahushai, double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushai. A hearty shalom to the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing this truth, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, magnifying the ministry, and magnifying the name of Yahweh. Bashmi Yahushua, shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men, Slakia, shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying. They're fasting. They're studying. They're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Akwaf out there, the sincere sisters out there, holding it down in households, reverencing the husbands, being submissive, being diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremother. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to everybody tuning in live. That will tune in, Lord willing. The Cold Cuts channel is down. Based off of that video I did about Sodomite Pride Month, I was hoping that me not using particular words would allow that video to stay up and continue. Saying that these devils, man, are the devils of the Most High God. On the left-hand side, they took the Cold Cuts channel down, and the Cold Cut channel is taken down. So now, of course, we have alternative channels. That's where we have the backup channel. We have the Cold Cuts channel. I believe we have the WFI Overtime channel. Because things are getting bad, man. And I want to get this precept real quick. Right, things are turning up. You have a time that you're living in when things are going to not only get bad, but they're going to get worse. Right, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 1. Right, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. And like we always tell our brothers and sisters, man, you can't get too comfortable in this thing. You can't get comfortable, neither can you be complacent. You cannot let the cares of this world take hold on your life. You can't find yourself giving more time to your family than the Most High God, giving more time to your job than the Most High God, giving more time to your thoughts and goals and plans and damn dreams that you want to fulfill in this captivity, man. You got to remember that the Lord didn't send us here to have a good time. Right? The Lord didn't send us to America to prosper, man. We wasn't sitting here to be millionaires, man, billionaires. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 1. Remember now thy Creator and the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And I love this chapter because this chapter, it pinpoints, it brings it all home. Right? You read Ecclesiastes, you read about wisdom, you read about understanding, practical knowledge, you read about particular events of life and death, regeneration, and then the Most High brings it all home. Right? The Lord said, remember now thy Creator and the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. What are the evil days? Are these the evil days? Right? I mean, these days are bad. But the evil days are the days that you read about in 2nd Esdras. The evil day is not talking about the day that you got a flat tire on damn I-70, man, or 695, man. The evil time is not talking about that time, hey, when your woman said she don't want to deal with you anymore, man. That's not the evil time. The evil time is not when you didn't get that promotion at the big job, man. The evil time is when, look, this food that's already skyrocketing is unaffordable, right? You go, that's just one. I went to the store the other day, and many people are speaking about this, man. Food prices are skyrocketing, right? You can get the things that used to be. I got a sandwich meat, for brothers for after camp, man, and I spent like $50, man, on 4 packs of meat, So this thing is getting out of control, man. I have maybe 5 to 6 items on a section when they about to bag it up. They bring it through the damn thing and they put it where they about to bag it. I have 5 things. That's normally $20. It was $105. 5 items. I had like 3 loaves of bread, some sandwich meat, and a damn box of cereal, man. Normally, that's like $20 to $25. Now it's $105. Now you can say, hold on, well, that's just in Maryland, that's in Baltimore. No, that's all over the earth, man. Prices are skyrocketing. You know, and people aren't going to be able, you know, you can only keep up for so long. You can only run this race for so long, man. Eventually, that stuff is going to be like $200, $300. You have inflation, prices skyrocketing, and then you got so-called Joe Biden, who came out and said, look, we can't do nothing about it. He said, don't expect things to change. So a lot of people are going to get jammed up, man. Gas prices are skyrocketing. He said, don't think it's going down. They're coming out and telling you, you have to deal with it. If you can't keep up, hey, it is what it is, man. Ecclesiastes 12:2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Because right now the sun is shining, right? People are going to work. People are buying houses. People are getting married. The moon is shining. People are enjoying life. They're going on vacation, right? They're buying the best clothes, eating the best foods. But the days that are coming with the sun and the moon is going to be shut down. Like I tell you in, let me get this in Revelation, the 8th chapter. Right? Let's get this in Revelation chapter 8. Things are getting bad and they will get worse. Right? Revelation chapter 8 and verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for the third part of it, and the night likewise. So the days are coming where the sun is going to be smitten in the third part, and the moon is going to be smitten in the third part, and the stars aren't going to shine. Is that literal? No, it's not literal. The sun and the moon are parabolically speaking about the lights of this world, the knowledge, the understanding, the wisdom, the infrastructure, the technology, the corporations, the laboratories, where they run all types of wild experiments, man, and come up with all types of heresies as secret councils. That's the third part of the sun and the moon being smitten. All right, so you have to expect the Most High's telling you what's coming on the earth, man, and you have to expect the worst. I know a lot of brothers, you know, you coming out the world and you want things to get better, and I know a lot of brothers in the truth, you're praying that things get better because you really want to enjoy it in America. You know, you're looking at the so-called white men in other nations. How come they get to live that life? And you finally coming up and you just want to enjoy it, man. You got to kick out. That's a demon. That's a demon working on your mind, trying to enjoy America, man. You are not sent here to enjoy America. As soon as you realize that and keep that in your mind, the better off you'll be. But if you let that slip and you think that you can kind of prosper and you're giving yourself over to this world, man. And last time I checked in James chapter 4:4, the Lord rebuked that, man. Right? This James chapter 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore shall be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. So you can't be a friend of this world, man. This world has nothing in store for you. Nothing but them, like it's in 1 John chapter 2, the lust of flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. It's not of the world, but it's of the it's like it's not of the Most High, but it is of the world, man. So you have to have your blinders on in this thing. Things are going to get bad, man. Right? When you go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 16, it's going to get to the point where this food that's already skyrocketing, people aren't going to just sit there and pay for that stuff, man. You know? People aren't going to be paying $200 for 10 items in aisle 5. What are you going to do? They're going to take it, man. People are going to take it. Hey, I went to the store yesterday. They said it's a they call it a ShopRite or whatever they call it. They said, and they had a sign on the door. They had a plastic sign on the door. And you're going to start seeing this too. If you haven't seen it, you'll see it. They said, and I'm trying to paraphrase it, how they said, they try to be professional. They said, sorry customers, ShopRite, we're working on keeping food on the shelves. That's essentially what they said. They said we are doing our best. No, they said, this is what they said. They said, sorry, our valued customers. We apologize, but ShopRite, due to supply chain issues, is doing our best to keep food on the shelves. That's what they're telling you. Before you walk in, it's all over the store. Right? They're literally, Slacky. They're literally letting you know that they're doing their best, man. That food isn't, don't expect it. Don't come there and expect to get what you want, man. You know? There are certain places in a lot of these stores, they're just shutting down. They're saying, look, don't expect these shelves to be full. It's not going to happen. And a lot of, they even said, let me get this in Second Esdras. They even telling you now there's 10 weeks left of a wheat supply. 10 weeks of wheat, global wheat supply left due to the war of Ukraine and Russia. And Ukraine is one of the world's leading exporters of wheat. And Russia is one of the world's leading exports of wheat. See that? Wanda said the same thing. Yup, they got the same sign and shop right in New Jersey. See that? See, I'm in Baltimore, man. The brothers in Jersey. And they got the same sign and shop right in Jersey, man. We're running, basically they're saying we're running out of food. Things are going to get worse. And you brothers, they're telling you. And you just still walking around as if nothing's happening, man. As if things aren't getting worse. The life of the average American is crumbling before your eyes. That's why crime, you got damn these false flags going around. These government-controlled shootings. Mass shootings every day. In Tulsa, Racine, Wisconsin. You know, at funerals. All over the earth, man. Let me go to before I go to Second Esdras, let me get this in Revelation, the 6th chapter. We're going to be reading a lot more of Revelation. We're going to be reading a lot more Second Esdras 15 and a lot more Second Esdras 16. And the Feast of First, well, the Pentecost, I'll put it like that, starts tonight at sundown. Right? It starts tonight at sundown. We'll be doing a live class, this outside the point. We'll be doing a live class this morning at 11:45 at the school. Right? Lord willing. Anywhere between 11:45 and 12. But let me get this in Revelation chapter 11. Right? This is Revelation, Slakia chapter 6. Right? Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. I'm going to start at 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. Now the fourth beast is one of the angels, the archangels. Right? And the angel opened up the book. And within the book, as he opened the book, John saw, for lack of better terms, like a hologram and a vision of what would happen. All right, that's how it is. He opened up each seal, and outside the book, he saw what the world calls a hologram, but it wasn't just like this wide. It was all over, and it was a vision of what would befall as each seal was opened. Reading on. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell was given, it's like in hell followed with them. So you have angels that are sent out to cause death on the earth. That's why you have these mass shootings, right? That's why you have people getting shot at funerals. That's why you have bombs dropping and soldiers dying every day in war. Who's doing that? The Most High is doing that. How do you know that? Because he's telling you right here in Revelation that there's death on the earth via the fourth seal. And it says hell follow with them. What is hell? The grave. It reads, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with, the fourth part just means an indefinite number. 4 is a number biblically that means an indefinite amount. When you read Proverbs chapter 30, Amos, the 1st chapter, and many other ways in ancient Hebraic culture, 4 is a number, and spiritually that means indefinite. 3 is completion, 4 is indefinite. So a fourth part of the earth means an indefinite amount of people are going to be destroyed. Right? It reads, over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. So a lot of people are going to die via hunger, man. Like I said, as these prices continue to increase, you know, people, I'm not sure the average wage that brothers make, but brothers we don't make a lot, man. You know, now you may have brothers that they're well off. They may have some type of background, some type of schooling, some type of collegiate resume, and they may have a master's or a doctorate. They may make anywhere between $65,000 to $80,000. Some brothers make $100,000 a year. whatever, man. Some brothers, in this truth, they're well off, right? That they're truck drivers, man, their own business, doctors. I know brothers that they're actual lawyers, welders. Certain brothers are pretty well off. So they're not really affected right now, right, by things that are very expensive, that shouldn't be. But brothers, certain brothers don't have it like that, man. Some brothers, they're making, I know a brother, he's making $12 an hour. I mean, 13, he's making 13. You can't live off of $13 an hour with this food that's increasing. Certain brothers are making 15. And there was a time when, $17.50, that was all right, man. If you had a job that was like $17.50, you was cool. You can't live off of $17.50 anymore. And if you are living off of $17.50, you're living God knows where, man. Depending on where you at. People can, there was a time when really 19, if you was making like 19 an hour, and that's in predominantly East Coast, West Coast a little bit different, Midwest, you know what I'm saying? But Midwest, East Coast, if you was making around 19.50, it was kind of decent. But now you're going to the store and you're paying $150 for 10 items. You can't live. And then you have to pay your bills. You may have a mortgage. Well, if you're making $19.50, you probably don't have a mortgage. You're probably paying your rent, your gas and electric, your light bill, your phone bill. And you may have a mouth to feed, a wife, a son, a daughter. People are going to get very uncomfortable. And money's going to get very tight. And things are going to get very bad. And if you don't have your Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're going to get carnal. Right? You're going to get very carnal. You're going to be breaking into these stores, looting, and you're going to be doing God knows what to survive, man. Because you're not banking on your Yahweh Shem Yahushua to sustain you. We're telling you, just watch. Things are going to turn up. And the complacency and the patience of the average American is going to run thin. And they're not going to put up with these high expensive foods and these damn long lines, and they're not going to put up with that for so long, man. And supply chain, they don't want to hear supply chain issues forever. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. They're going to take what they want to take and do what they want to do. And again, it's going to be the survival of the fittest, man. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So the sown places are these cities. They're sown with buildings, sown with colleges, sown with industries, sown with people. You understand? Sown with the beasts of the field. You have zoos and aquariums and places of revelry and clubs and nightlife. And the places are sown and life is here. But what did the Most High say? And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses. What are the full storehouses? These warehouses, man. And I used to work at Amazon when I was a very young man. It's a full storehouse, man. I mean, all types of stuff. Right? Packaged goods, food, that's a full storehouse. When you go to the back of BJ's, Sam's Club, Trader Joe's, those are storehouses. Right? Kroger, Safeway, those are storehouses. Right? When they don't have something on shelf, they go in the storehouse and they say, okay, look, we found, okay, you looking for carrots? Okay, we found some in the produce section in the back. I used to work in grocery stores, man, when I was a very, very young man, And then if they ain't have something in the front, hey, we have to go in the back and get it, man. So they would have the trucks come in. Trucks come in. That's anywhere, though. Trucks come in, receiving. They receive the truck. They verify what's on the pallet according to the bill of lading paperwork. You unload the truck, you break down the pallet, and you stock the shelf. That's plain. That's receiving 101. Any brother that's worked these low-end jobs or whatever, that is what it is. And they'll tell you, man, your manager will tell you, hey, look, you got 3 trucks coming in today. So you can kind of gauge how you're going to deal with the day, man. Right? When you take a break, how much work, how much manpower it takes. Right? Okay, you got 10 trucks coming in today. Now, the days are coming with it. They're not really receiving that stuff like that, man. You're probably getting 1 truck a day. Maybe 2 pallets. See that? Jeremiah ben Israel said, even here in the Caribbean. Right? What part of the Caribbean you at, King? Right? I would like to know. It says, even here in the Caribbean, things are getting crazy. Literally every week, food is increasing in price. Yeah, they said since April, it's been a 20% increase in food prices. I mean, between food and gas. I put $40 in my tank. And I don't have a fancy car. Trinidad and Tobago. See that? You know, I don't even have like what they call a gas guzzler. Right? I'm not going to tell you. But, you know, it's an old car, man. You know? I'm not a rich man. You can see. So, I put 40 in my tank, man. You know, 40 used to do well. 40 only got me about 75, 80% full. People, when I pulled up to the gas station, and you could tell what somebody paid prior to you, somebody paid like $95, man, for gas. And I guarantee they're going to refill in 4 days. So these days are getting bad, man. People aren't going to be able to travel to go to work. People are going to have to make life adjustments, sit down talks with their family, tell them, look, we're not going to, our expenses and our amenities aren't going to be what they used to be. And your woman, she may like getting her damn hair and nails done every other week. You know? See, I believe that's Mighty Gabar in Houston said 120 every 2 days. The brother's paying $120 every 2 days. Right? I mean, it's madness. You can't. How long can we live like this, man? Things are getting bad, and it's going to get worse. So people are going to have to be accept this, man, and stop expecting things to get better. That's not going to do you no good. This is a mental wake up. Do not expect things to get better. Oh, well, maybe they'll come up with another stimulus package. Okay, maybe I can wait on another stimulus check. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra 6:23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. You see that? See that? See what Shania said? Or Shayna, Salakia. Hair and net. I'm trying to get to these comments too. Right? It's a lot of good comments. Right? From HBK Int. From Obadiah 1:8. Shall I not in that day, said the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? That's right, man. Right? Remember the Lord said in Isaiah chapter 19, he mingled a perverse spirit in Egypt and caused them to err in every work. Right? Let me get that in Isaiah 19. Then I'm going to go back and explain 2nd Ezra. So you have a spirit out there in Babylon the Great causing America to err in judgment. Isaiah 19:14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit, which is a demon. All it is a demon. There is a demon that is reserved from the days of old, from the creation. A particular spirit and demon called a perverse spirit that the Most High has created to come down and work on the minds of the American leader, of the Illuministic ones, the Luciferians, Congress, the Senate, the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Transportation, Infrastructure, the men that run the economy, the Federal Reserve. There are spirits sent out on these men called the perverse spirit, right? The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt. What is Egypt? America. Babylon the Great. To err. What is err? To go off. To make a wrong decision. To go astray. To get things wrong. To make things unprofitable for yourself with your own judgment. To err in every work thereof. As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. You know? So America's erring in every work. Everything they do, they just can't seem to get things right. They pass the economic relief fund and the economy's still crashing. They wage a war on the invisible enemy, right? And people are still getting diseases. right? They have all types of political plans and summits, and things just seem to get worse. Why? Because this is what the Most High is doing. This is not of man. This is of Yahweh Ba'Shemah Shai, man. And he's turning this place upside down. Right? Now let me go back to these comments. From Yah's son, gas prices are $5 a gallon in the hood, but $2.79 where Esau's at. Yeah, around my way, and I stay in the, I don't stay in the best part of Baltimore. So gas up here is anywhere between, I was talking to Amos yesterday, he said he paid $5, right? We live in different areas. Gas out here is like, it's pushing $5, it's like $5.85. So who can afford $5.85 for so long? Certain brothers got to travel, man, to go to work. I know brothers have to drive 45 minutes. Travel like damn 12 miles, 13 miles to go to work, man. People have to make moves. They may have to go pick up their sons and daughters from so-called school, or they women may have a job. They may only have one car. And hey, look, man, things are getting bad, and they're not going to be able to afford this life. That's why they're saying America is turning into a third world country, because the amenities and the lifestyle that you may want to live, you're not going to be able to live that anymore, man. Just straight up and down. Right? Let's get this other, it was something from Shayna. Hair and nail shops doubling their prices. Sisters definitely going to have to cut some of those things off. Yeah, that's absolutely right, man. So Eve, you like them extensions, lace fronts, goddamn faux locks, weave, Brazilian, Malaysian. You're paying $300. You're getting your nails done. You're getting all of this stuff, man. You're gonna have to cut that off. A lot of Eve, they're gonna start looking for the men of the Lord. They're gonna start looking for the men of the Lord, because they're not gonna be able to do this. That independent black woman spirit, that's coming to an end. All you so-called women that want to be an independent black woman, that you don't need no husband, you're going to be one of the first ones out, man. Right? You're going to be literally one of the first ones out. And the Lord, we just read in 2 Ezra 6:24 that at that time, men shall fight against another like enemies. Right? What does that mean? Men are going to fight one against another like enemies. The spirit of how do I make it simple? The spirit of being nice. The spirit of being cordial. And manners. People you taught to have good manners. Okay, you let somebody's in the aisle 5, they have one item. Okay, you got 20 items, and you let them go in front of you. Right? Just let them go in front of you. People that carrying big bags of groceries, and they can't get the door. They gotta kind of you open the door for them. Those are manners. Right? Hey, there's one toaster, or whatever, and you may have one at home, and y'all both reach for it and say, hey, look, you got it. All of that stuff is out of here, man. That stuff is, people, they gonna have to take what they want to take, man. And get what they want, man. And do what they have to do. Because they gotta eat. And their family gotta eat, man. And they're gonna have to do what they have to do. Hey, man, we was at the quick story, quick anecdote, like Yaradan say. We was at the school keeping the new moon, and this tow truck came by, right? So we got a whole lot of spots we could park at. Quick story. So this tow truck came by, right? He came by down a one-way, right? Came on the wrong side of a one-way, went all the way around to the back, and he we saluted the brother, and he was like, he had a cigarette in his mouth. So he comes down a one-way. So anytime we see a tow truck, we up, like, what's up? So he goes down a one-way and passes us. So we think it's cool, right? We think it's cool. He go past us, it's whatever, right? We eating, drinking, being merry. A brother called me, in the back. He said, hey, look, this guy is towing the car. He got my car in the he got it lifted up, right? So I'm like, what the hell? So we stop what we doing, all the brothers, right? Tell the brother, hey, look, so-and-so and so-and-so, All the brothers stop what they're doing. We going to back. And we talking to the tow truck driver guy. And the tow truck driver guy, you know, you could tell, like I told brother, you could tell this brother's down bad, man. You know, we said, hey, look, we tried to work something out with the brother. We told him, look, we had, because we had the right to park there. We got this spot. You can't take it. You know, the damn landlord, people told us we could have this spot, whatever. He like, man, I don't want to hear that, man. I got family to feed. Right? We told him, hey, look, we'll pay you this, whatever. We exhausted all our options. And what did he say? I can't do it, but you're going to tell my son and my daughter got to eat, man. I got a family. I don't need that, man. You know? The car is already up, man. And he kept saying it over and over. Hey, I got a family. I got 5 kids, man. Now, there was a time when Jacob like, all right, cool. You just cut me half, whatever. We work something out. Because I've been through stuff like that with tow truck drivers. You kind of talk to them. But the days are coming with these guys. They don't want to hear that, man. They can feel it in the air. Stuff they can't afford anymore. They have 5 kids. They don't want to work nothing out with you, man. So that people, like the Lord said in Matthew 24, they're not gonna give a damn about what you saying, man. You know? This Matthew chapter 24 and verse, and I told brothers, I said he gotta be down bad, man. Cause he was desperate. And you could tell he needed that money, man. You know, he needed that. Right? This Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And the love of many is going to wax cold, man. People are going to be violent now. Crime is going to increase. People are going to be looking at your damn car, seeing if you got food in your car, following you home. People are going to be robbing people as they come out the grocery store. I mean, you just have to look at the mentality of the people and how people conduct themselves when their back is against the wall. When people's back are against the wall, there's only so much you can do. You could flee head first into the wall, or you could fight. You know, people are going to fight. They're not going to put up with this, man. They're not going to put up with $10 gas and $200 groceries every other day. They're not going to put up with that, man. People are going to loot. People are going to shoot. People are going to, crime is going to increase. And again, if you're not under the protection of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you're going to be either carnal and you're going to fight and shoot, or you're going to be caught out there and be a victim. Let's go to 2nd Esdras, right? Let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 15. So things are getting bad, man. Things are getting bad on the earth. Stores are closing down. Prices are skyrocketing. Gas is skyrocketing. And like I said, you can only keep up with so long. You may be able to keep up now. You can say, okay, all right, I'll pay the $5. Damn, I'll pay it. But what about when it's $8? You can't say that. You can't say, oh, I'll pay it. You're going to say, look, I can't make it. I can't take that trip. What about when gas is $10? Look, I can't afford it. I can't make it into work. Look, I got to get a local job. And a lot of these local jobs, they're not going to be hiring. Right? They're going to be shut down. So what are you going to do for money? People are going to be stealing, man. And robbing. Larceny, theft. Even with food, man. You know, you like your little, you know, your salmon. Jake, you like salmon? You know, steak. You're going to go to that and say, look, I just can't afford it, man. You're going to think about your expenses. Think about what you have to pay. Think about your sons, your daughters, your wife. I can't get it. And some people, they're going to say, I can't get it, but they're going to take it. They're going to pick it up. Walk fast. You know? And security, I mean, security is going to stop them. But that, not forever. Eventually, security, they got to eat too, man. You think these security's making $100,000 a year? You think security's making $90,000 a year? No, man. Security's making goddamn $35,000, if that, a year, man. You know, they're making like 15 an hour. They gotta eat too. They're not gonna care if you walking out with food. And they're gonna take food, man. So it's gonna be no type of restrictions and no type of prevention of you walking out with food. But who's gonna stop you? The police? They gonna have to eat, man. They can only police for so long till that stomach keep growling and growling. They can only do their job for so long, man. You can only work so long on an empty stomach, man. There's only so much you can do. Eventually, you're going to have to eat. So they can only police for so long. Security, they can only be security for so long. It's going to be every man for themselves. Right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 18. It reads, for because of their pride, for because of their pride, let me get this real quick. Shalom, kings. Shalom. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be, bear with me, shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And men aren't going to be afraid, man. People haven't lived a hard life like this anymore. I mean, at any time. Yeah, you might have had a bad week. You might have been down bad. We've all been down and out, man. We've all been, your pockets low, you broke, and kind of get a job. You might bounce back a little bit and kind of get out the hole. And we've all had jobs where you're 3 weeks in a hole and you got to get them 3 paychecks and, you kind of get back on top. So we've been down and bad. We Israelites. We curse in the city, curse in the field. Curse be thy basket, curse be thy store. Deuteronomy 28:16, Deuteronomy 28:17, Deuteronomy 28:29, etc. Right? We know the whole deal. But nobody has ever lived the life that's coming on the earth. Right? Nobody has ever lived these things. Nobody has ever been in a store. Nobody. See, these Edomites, they got the Amazon, Whole Foods. They got these stores like Mobs, these organic shops. They haven't even been down bad. They're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know what to do, man. And then people are going to stop going to work. You're going to notice that, man. People are going to be going to work, and then you're going to see people not really coming in, man. They can't make it in. They're going to be at home. They're going to realize there's no point of going to work because the economy shut down. It's going to be like 3 people, then no people. And that's how the sound of the grinding is going to be low, man. And there used to be a lot of people at my so-called job, man. There used to be a lot of people. Now it's only like, 25 of them, huh? It's only 25 of them, and it's getting lower and lower and lower. And even one of the production managers, he had to come in from like the headquarters and gave a speech. They had like a Friday meeting, and he came in and gave a speech. And he said, he got on the microphone and he had his head down. He had his head down. So, he had the microphone, and he didn't want to make eye contact with a lot of people. You could look at his body language, and he looked like he was ashamed, embarrassed, and, he didn't know the outcome. So he didn't want to make eye contact. But these guys, they blue collar job, they low level, they fold their hands. What's the deal? They want to know what's going on. You could tell this guy had bad news. So he proceeds to say, look, we're not really making the money. Slakia. He proceeds to say, we're not really making the money that we used to make. We thought we were going to make more money. We thought that we were going to do big things this year. We were looking at our projections of our gross income, and we expected billions, but we're not really making that like that now. We're going to have to cut down one of the shifts. So at another facility, they just shut down a whole shift. Production slowing down. He's saying that's just the way of the business. No, that's the way of the Most High, man. So that as production slows down, like it's in Ecclesiastes 12, I'm going to go back to 2nd Ezra 15. All right? Production slows down, that means less employment. With less employment, that means obviously less workers. With less workers, that means what? More poor people. With more poor people is more poverty. With more poverty is more crime. With more crime is more death. With more death, I mean, it's more dead bodies, man. Right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. And a lot of people was mad when he came in there, man. Because, you know, they at that so-called job to try to get bonuses or whatever, and they not giving that stuff out anymore, man. You know? A lot of people, they was banking on bonuses and whatnot, and, you know, they were disappointed. A lot of people left. You know, after he gave that speech, it got quiet. You know, it got quiet in that, you know, people in there laughing, they playing music, you know, they doing their thing, people throwing paper balls and catching, whatever, man, joking and laughing at the water cooler, telling jokes. But after he gave that speech, it got real quiet. And a lot of people put their head down. And they went back to work in silence. You can kind of know people, you could see people kind of talking at the back, on the side, kind of shaking their head, and I don't know what I'm going to do. So things are getting bad, man. And I'm the only one in there, rejoicing in the Lord, man. Everybody else in there, they're depressed. They don't know what's going to happen. All right, is their job going to be secure? Things are getting bad out here, man. This is just personal experience. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Let me go back to that. I want to get this quick precept. Right? Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. So what does it mean the sound of the grinding is low? That means production is low. Rather you work at a damn Amazon facility, or people work at, it's like a damn warehouse or a car manufacturing plant, or you make damn foods or whatever, man. The Lord said the sound of grinding is brought low. Like the Yana said, no work. Making it plain, no work. You know? No more jobs. You already have something called the Great Retail Apocalypse. If you don't know what the Great Retail Apocalypse is, look it up. Thousands of stores, retail stores are shutting down. Grocery stores are shutting down. Food processing plants are being randomly burnt up and exploding. For some odd reason, they're just burning down every day. So, I mean, what do you expect, man? This video, this cold cut is a reminder that this is not a rest. A reminder of not to get comfortable. A reminder that, hey, look, things are only going to get worse. Do not expect things to get better. Do not expect an economic turnaround to a nation that's over $30 trillion in debt. Don't expect some type of grand economic turnaround, man, for an economy that's been crashing since forever, man. See that? They have 3 workers at Burger King. I see them closing soon. Yep, they just closed the they closed a damn McDonald's. They closing these stores, man. Right? They're just shutting stuff down. So again, like I always say, if you're not in this truth and you don't have the Most High, you're gonna be caught out there. The sound of the grind is going to be brought low. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19. All right, I want to get a quick precept on that. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 5. Right? Isaiah chapter 19 and 5. And the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up, and they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither. So this is dealing with the economy of Egypt, how it would be shut down. Right? See that? From the truth, be real, Walmarts in Atlanta are short-staffed. See that? Everybody's short-staffed now. You know? I mean, people aren't just, things are just bad, man. And it's not going to get better. You know? Let me read on. Isaiah 19 and verse 7. The paper reads by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. Let me read that again. The paper reads by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brook shall wither. So the same thing as 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, when the Lord said, suddenly shall the sown places be unsown, and the 4 storehouses shall be found empty. It's the same thing in Isaiah chapter 19 and 7. But the Lord is using agriculture in the ancient world as a symbolism for the economy of America being shut down. So paper reads by the brooks and all of the things that they use to feed the people in Egypt and to keep the economy rolling, the Lord said it would wither away and be no more. And that's what's happening here, man. Things are slowly withering away. When something withers, it takes time, and it decays throughout the time period, right? Till it's completely destroyed. Trees wither away. When you look at a leaf during autumn, it may be early or late August, early September, you can see the tree withering, right? It begins to turn, right? Orange, then it may turn red, then it may turn brown, and that takes weeks. You don't just wake up, it's spring, then it's damn fall, right? The seasons change, and you can see it turning green to brown until it falls, man. That's how this society is. This is the season of mirth. This is the season of festivities, but it's changing. The green leaf of America is turning brown. That green leaf of Babylon the Great is withering away, which is their understanding. If you got ears to hear, that's their leaf. Right? Like the Lord said in Psalms, I'm going to go back to that. In Psalms chapter 1. Right? This is Psalms chapter 1 and verse 4. I'm going to start at 3. Psalms 1 and 3. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So the leaf of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the elect will never wither. That's the understanding. Our leaf will continually be green as long as we remain rooted in this truth by the living waters. The ungodly are not so. Who's the ungodly? The wicked. The men that are not following the Most High God. They are the ungodly. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. What is chaff? Chaff is like damn crumbled up leaves and crumbled up grass and crumbled up wheat and barley. Just refuse. It just blows away. That's how America is. They're withering and they're like the chaff that withers away. Right? It's like your grocery store from King Trade it's like a grocery store only had one lane open with a huge line the other day. See that? And how long are people going to wait in line? Especially during the time of panic buying. Panic buying is when you buy excess because you think or you know that something's going to happen to that economy. Rather it's a natural disaster, a hurricane, tornado, or you feel as though the economy is going to crash and go under. People are going to start panic buying. Right? And they're going to start saying, look, you can't buy all of this stuff. You can only buy so much of a particular food item. You can't buy up all the meat and bread. You can only buy this much. You can only spend $30 worth of meat. Right? You can only spend $20 worth of bread. They're going to ration that food out. And guess what, man? I'm going to be real with you. They're going to comply. People are going to comply. Right? They're going to get down with it. But guess what? Not for too long. Right? Not for too long. Hey. Guess what? They're going to start taking that stuff, man. Right? You're going to tell them, hey, look, you got too much. And you know, they're going to start saying, look, I need it. They're going to try to talk their way into buying it. Look, I need it. Look, my family. Look, I know the rules, but please let me slide. Now, they're not going to let you slide. Now, people are going to have to that final decision. They're going to have to say, look, do I comply and go put the food back, or do I just take this and walk out the store? And they're going to snap. People are going to snap, man. People, they're just going to snap. They're going to go into these stores, gunned, armed up. Now, look, man, they're going to take the gun out. Now, look, I need this food, man. Right? Damn cashier. Okay, look. Just remain calm. Look. It's okay. You can take it. Right? And he's going to take that food and back out. Anybody follows me, they're dead, man. You know? Hey, and they're going to walk out with that. Now, the people in line, they're going to see that. And they're going to realize, hey, look, man, I'm going to have to do that too. You know? They're going to say, look, I'm going to have to do that too. They may not say it out loud, but they say, look, damn, that's the time we're living. That's going to be a reality check. I guarantee that's going to happen. I bet my bottom dollar that's going to happen. Through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, people are going to snap. And at boiling point, like they had that TV show back in the day, Boiling Point, right? When they was on dates or whatever, and they would keep provoking them so they damn snap, man. They see how long they could put up with the BS, right? That was the TV show. It was literally called Boiling Point. You brothers, you remember it. Came on, right? It's here, it was gone, right? But they would put you in a particular situation just to see how long it would take for you to snap. And you would win money as long as you didn't snap. And then it got to like 10 minutes and then 15 minutes. And the more patience you had, the more money you had. Right? And then eventually got to the point where they would increase the provoking. And eventually everybody would just lose their damn mind. And then the camera guy would come out and, hey, hold on, it's just a TV show. You know, the damn camera crew, the host, hey, look, calm down. Hey, because, hey, these guys are ready to kill people, man. And get violent. People are going to reach the boiling point. And there won't be a camera crew. Right? In the evil days. And there won't be a producer telling them, hey, look, calm down. You know? People want to do what they got to do. Right? House of Joseph said, in Puerto Rico, they already rationing food out. According to families, they need to show the proof of family members. Wow. Check that out. Right? Check that out. In Puerto Rico, they already rationing food out. What is rationing? Meaning you can only get so much of a food item. Right? That's all it means. And you may say, look, I need more because my family is bigger. And they're going to say, prove it. Right? Where's your food paperwork? You're going to have to have your ID, your social, your pet. Okay, where's your food documents? Everybody has to fill out these food documents and put your family members. You need proof of identification, proof of residency. How long have they been living there? And they're going to have to verify that. Right? Now, if you can verify it, okay, you'll get that food. If you can't verify, if you're making up numbers and false signatures, right, they'll take you to a FEMA camp where they'll just deny you, man. And they'll put that food back. So in Puerto Rico, and they're already rationing food out, man. Right? Like Paul said, people are going to turn into savages. It's going to be Black Friday food edition. Gas prices in Houston jumped up 50 cents. People in this world started getting mad at 10 a.m. They haven't even eaten. Yeah, man, like I said, people are going to start losing their mind. And I'm going to read more in Isaiah 19, then I'm going to jump back to 2nd Ezra 15. Right? Isaiah chapter 19, I'm going to read 6 one more time. Isaiah 19:6. And they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be empty and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither. The paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. The fishers also shall mourn, and they that cast angle into the brook shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the waters shall languish. Right? Meaning, the average worker. Now, the fishermen in Egypt was like one of the top jobs, right? That's how they flourished. They had the Nile River, they had the bodies of water, right? And they were able to fish and bring in money. Now, guess what? The modern day fisherman of America is your warehouse worker, your blue collar job. So the same way the Lord is using the agricultural or nautical occupations of ancient Egypt, and so show how he shut it down, you have to take your mind and equate it to America, right? So the average fisherman now is like your corporate warehouse worker, your average blue collar job, your guys that work at in the back of the damn Home Depots, grocery stores, Amazons, warehouse workers, right? Assembly line workers. Those men are going to languish and be shut down. Right? Once production shuts down, the demands are shut down, the supply chain issues increase, you know? Verse 9. Moreover, they that work and find flax, and they that weave network shall be confounded. So those are your retail companies. Fine flax and networks goes into buying and selling of clothes and merchandise, right? So your H&Ms, your damn Targets, your Forever 21s, your Walmarts, right? All of those things are being shut down too. They even coming out saying Walmarts are being shut down at a higher rate than ever before, right? And they shall be, Isaiah 19:10, and they shall be broken, and the purposes thereof, all that make sluices and ponds for fish. I'm going to jump down to verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. We'll read that again. Isaiah 19:15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So from your top, the head is your top CEO, your CFO, right? White collar jobs, power ties, corporate meetings, right? Those guys, guess what? They're not going to have any work either. They're the head. The tail is the window washer, the janitor, minimum wage, right? Those guys aren't going to have jobs either. Branch or rush, nobody's going to be able to work in America. Production demands are going to diminish. Imports are going to diminish. If the imports from overseas, like this, I saw this one quick video. This was on Instagram. This Edomite, right? It's lucky for the background, right? But this Edomite, he put up a map of, how do I say, the supply chain and the imports coming from China, right? He put up the map and showed that it was a standstill, right? It was a standstill, and there were no more imports coming from other countries. Now, he's one of those inside guys. He kind of had that kind of information to be able to pull that up. And he said, hey, look, we're not getting food, we're not getting merchandise, medical supplies, technology, food, and clothing from these other countries like we used to. And he put it up and showed it, right? And even they're saying, like I said, Ukraine, Russia, they supply the world's wheat. They said we only have about 10 weeks left of the wheat supply. Why do you think food is increasing? Right? Why do you think gas prices are increasing? These things are happening in real time. So there's not going to be any work because the imports are shut down. If there's no more imports, there's no more intermodal traders to be able to take these containers, if that's what I'm looking for, with the cargo in it to the warehouses, right? So the truck drivers, they're not going to be able to do their job because they're not going to have anything to take. And if there's nothing to take on the back of a truck, there's nothing at these distribution centers. If there's nothing at the distribution center, then there's going to be nothing at your local stores, right? There's going to be nothing at your Walmart, nothing at your Sam's Club, your BJ's, your Target, because there's nothing at the distribution center. And if there's nothing at the Walmarts and nothing at the Targets and nothing at your regular retail stores, there's going to be nothing at home. And if there's nothing at home, then you're going to have to find a way, right? Hey, but we that believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, he is our way, right? The Lord said, I will supply all of your needs. The Lord said in Psalms chapter 55, Cast your burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee, man. Right? This Psalm chapter 55. So we don't fear the days of evil. We don't fear the economy crashing. Right? We don't fear rent skyrocketing. We don't fear grocery store prices increasing or gas increasing. We deal with it, but we understand the end of this thing. And let me get that real quick. The Lord said, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Right? Let's get that. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud of spirit. So better is the end of America. Better is the end of this society than the beginning of it. I'd rather live in the end of the world than the beginning of the world. Now you can say, hold on, well, I want to see Noah. I want to see Enoch. Hey, I'd rather see the end of the world. And most I will, I see our forefathers in the kingdom. You got brothers saying, well, I want to see the Red Sea split in half. I want to see King David. Oh, well, brother, I want to see the chariots, brother. I don't want to go back in 5,000 or 1100 BC, man. I want this place done. I want the kingdom of heaven established. So better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Better is the end of America than the inception of America, rooted in rape, robbery, and murder, man. Right? That's what I tell you in verse 10, Ecclesiastes 7 and 10. Say, listen to this. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this. What does that mean? Let's read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 10. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? So a lot of brothers think the former days are better than these days. They think during the time of Solomon is better than the time we live in now. Because Solomon had infinite wealth, and we were eating and drinking and being married. They literally believe they'd rather live in the time of Solomon than the last days. Or they'd rather live in tabernacles with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob than to live in these days we live in now. Or they'd rather live during the time of David and him dance and bringing the Ark of the Covenant than rather live where we at now. The Lord says, say not thou that the former days are better than these. Why? It reads, for thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this. Meaning you didn't think this one through. You didn't think that through, brother. Should have took your time and thought about what the hell you saying, man. What do you mean the former days are better than these, brother? What are you talking about? Don't you know all hell's about to break loose? And we about to be out of here? And Yahweh Ba'ashem Abishai's name going to be magnified? You're going to have slaves, servants. You understand? And dominion and rulership. Don't you know the economy's crashing? Prices are increasing. The chariots are on their way. The money and inflation, the money's going to be worth nothing. The former days are not better than these. And we have inquired, meaning we have searched out the prophecies. We have searched out the breakdowns. We have searched out the judgments that the Most High is going to do on the earth. So we're never going to say that the former days are better than these. We have inquired wisely concerning that matter. That's why we do the work that it takes to bring about the second coming of Yahweh Shai. Right? We want to seal the elect. We want to prophesy the downfall of this place. We want to pronounce the judgments upon Babylon the Great. We want to resurrect the valley of dry bones. We want to seal the elect, like I said, man. Because we have inquired as the men of the Most High God wisely concerning this matter. So yes, the evil days are at hand. Yes, the evil days draw nigh. Yes, things are going to get worse. But guess what? Who's it going to get worse for? For the world. But it's going to be better for us. Every day is a day closer to the kingdom of heaven. Every day is a day closer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Every day is closer to being exalted and having your name or having Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, rather, having his name be magnified on the earth, man. All right, but with that, I'm going to close up. Giving, of course, all honor and all glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Mashiach wa Malak Yahushua. Tune into the Sabbath service, most High willing. Going into the secrets and the spiritual breakdowns around 11:45 through 12 o'clock, give or take, anywhere between that time. But again, with that, keep the Sabbath holy. Tonight at sundown is the beginning of Pentecost, right? The Feast of Weeks. Tonight at sundown, right? No buying, no selling. Keep that day holy. And if you don't know about Pentecost, If you don't know about the Feast of Weeks, you don't know what's going on. Even if you do know what's going on, tune in to the Sabbath service, and we'll touch on it more. But with that, Brother Naquan, watching for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut. Most High willing, keep the Sabbath holy, no buying, no selling, no work, no sex on the Sabbath, no revelry, right? No speaking your own words, doing your own pleasures. It's a holy convocation, right? Meaning you should be gathered together with like-minded brothers and sisters, right? But with that, Shalom.